day, viewers and listeners, and welcome to the Progress Report. In this episode, we will hear from the Guyana Office for Investment about linking Guyanese with their Barbadian counterparts at the recently concluded AgroFest 2024 in Bridgetown, Barbados. Some Guyanese businesses have gained significant outcomes at the event, according to the Guyana Office for Investment.
So this year, the planning process was very detailed, and we started very early in January to be able to put together a very strong delegation that would be able to yield results, because we set out to have our outcomes predetermined before we even got to Barbados. We knew that we wanted to be able to connect businesses in Guyana with businesses in Barbados with the ultimate goal of being able to export our products into Barbados. We also knew that we wanted to achieve new partnerships between the two countries, and we also knew that we wanted to get our visibility and marketing and our export promotion taken to a new level. So our 45 plus Guyanese delegation was able to connect with more than 20 Barbadian distributors and other persons in the Barbadian value chain. So as part of that Barbadian counterpart, we were able to have several distributors, including the retail outlets, supermarkets, online platforms. We also had several government agencies, including Invest Barbados. Export Barbados was also a part of that particular activity. You would have also heard mention of twinning of the tourism product between Guyana and Barbados. And that twinning talks about having the relaxation aspect of going to Barbados, going on the beach, and then having the more or less exploring aspect of being in Guyana and being in the jungle. So we brought together several of our tour operators here in Guyana and had them have direct conversations with some of the persons in the tourism value chain in Barbados. So as part of that engagement, we had Dagman Tours, as well as I believe Trail Masters was a part of that engagement as well as we had our tourism authority being able to communicate directly with tour operators over in Barbados. So the event essentially was for us to be able to have mutual wins and to be able to properly co-join our products in terms of agriculture, as well as in twinning the tourism product. Tidy Up GY, a small business that has grown over the last few years. We consider them to be one of our leading manufacturers in Guyana. They're a liquid detergent company, and they have spanned into a range of other cleaning solutions. So they look at all types of things in car wash, degreasers and laundry detergent. I see it now that they even have hand sanitizers. So they do everything here in Guyana. The deal that they struck with Guyanese Enterprises in Barbados was for the product formulation to still occur here in Guyana, but for some aspect, including the finishing and packaging, to now happen in Barbados. So the product that you will see in Barbados is not necessarily called Tidy Up GY, but is now under a different brand called Oakley. So a lot of the components still occurring in Guyana, but the finishing and packaging will now happen in Barbados. But that particular deal was struck because of very meticulous and arduous business-to-business connections that was forged by our office. We have a trade representative in Barbados, and they would have been able to make those kind of direct connections with Tidy Up GY, as well as that local company called Guyanese Enterprises in Barbados. So now they have been able to come up with a new brand called Oakley, and we expect that Oakley to take the market by storm, as Tidy Up would have took the market by storm. They will now be contemplating to add refill stations in Barbados as well, reducing a lot of the waste and having a lot of plastics around the place. So Tidy Up is not just about having a partnership, it's also a part of Guyana's push to protect the environment. It's also a part of our push to ensure that we are able to export a lot of our local products into other markets as well.
Two things out of the Agri Expo we had in Barbados. both last year and this year. Last year we closed a deal with Only Coconuts. Now Only Coconuts is in the region. Through a distributor, the Only Coconuts is probably in a lot of supermarkets. Comfort Sleep, for example, the mattresses we make in Guyana is superior. And so they have closed a deal in Dominica, they've closed a deal in Barbados. So those are all, we're looking for those value-added producers in Guyana. And part of our charter, Guyana Office of Investment, is for the export and getting that product into the market. There are a lot of young entrepreneurs, investors in Guyana that are doing great things, and we want to see that in the wider market. And that's where the present goal is to get our value-added products more in the region and outside of the region. And the investors coming in understand that Guyana is a regional powerhouse now. We're no longer, looking at buying and importing. We want to be the exporter.
But there was a level of enthusiasm when persons walked into the Guyana booth. The Barbados Today news agency was reported that there was an impressive contingent of Guyanese at AgroFest 2024. So that is just to see how other countries are viewing us and how we would have participated at this year's AgroFest. But the level of enthusiasm was seen by people dancing. Some persons danced when they saw simple things like pineapple, because pineapple for Barbadians and Guyanese pineapple is revered, more or less. So they were excited to see just those types of things as part of our exhibit. But other persons, when they saw things like calves rip, our leather craft, our furniture, our coconut products, Only Coconuts was there again, and all types of things from food to craft, every single thing that Guyanese had on display, there was a level of enthusiasm from each and every passerby or from every consumer. So in terms of being able to sell, it was quite easy task. I believe over 90% of our persons would have sold out their items. And as part of our Agri-Exchange Tourism Connect, we got the commitment of an online retailer called Price World, who committed to selling all of our remaining and excess products on their website. So all of the persons who might have had a few boxes of agro-processed products remaining, or a piece of furniture or a piece of craft remaining, they would have struck a deal, and they're in communication. Many of them still have to work out the financing numbers with him. But the opportunity and that avenue exists for all of them and their items to be stored by him and to be sold on that online platform.
Guyana continues to be on course of expanding its non-oil sector growth, fueled by policies that encourages entrepreneurs and the private sector to invest in the value chain. We encourage investors to explore the many opportunities that exist. Until next time, I am Vivekanand Rajkumar.